I'm Mike Karubi. I'm running for president of the SSSA.
My name is Sweet Abbott, and I'm running for section vice president of the station supervisors unit.
My name is Willie Torres, and I'm running for financial treasurer.
Jerome Black. I'm running for e-board member for station supervisors.
My name is John Beckles. I'm from MOW. I'm running for executive board.
It took us a year to get the contract ratified and completed. It was long overdue. There was almost 40 items that were changed in the contract, more than any other administration prior to me. There was a lot of new things, a lot of things that the members have been asking for. And what we did was we opened up the floors, of course, back at a mass membership meeting for proposals. And I took those proposals and I put my ideas into it as well as those proposals. And we got most of those items at the table. All the members received their retro pay in August. They got 5% retro pay. That was a 2.5% raise and a $500 bonus, which they will get next year, right before the contract actually expires. We fixed the RTO wage progression, okay? In the old bargaining agreements under the old administration, they gave away a 5-year wage progression, which could have cost our members in RTO up to 8 or 12 years before they reached top salary in any given title in RTO. I said we went back and we fixed that. So now any member that takes a promotion in RTO and falls into that 5-year wage progression, they don't have to wait 8, 10, 12 years. They complete their 5 years in any one of those given titles and they're at top pay. We also, in RTO, the prior administration had an 18-month probation. And we went back and we changed that back to 1 year, like the civil service law says it should be. The legislative stuff we got going on, when I took over this union, the SSSA wasn't even known in Albany or across the city politics. No one knew who we were. About a year and a half into my administration, politicians in Albany and across the city of New York know who the SSSA are. We presented a lung bill, we presented a heart bill, we did various different things. There's also an assault bill. I was under the impression that we were on that assault bill. TW Local 100 received that assault bill over 18, 19 years ago. We all believed as supervisors we were part of that bill. We were not. And we found this all out because about 3 or 4 of our supervisors were assaulted by passengers. And that's when we found out that we were not part of that bill. So I right away got the lobbyists to get involved and start to amend to add us to the assault bill. When I took over in 2015, we took a look at the whole union hall. This union never had any type of vendors. We had no type of compensation doctors or comp attorneys, and not even a law firm that would represent our members in criminal cases, mortgage proceedings, divorce proceedings, anything like that. We never had anything like that. We came in and we hired these vendors. We also, for the first time ever, about a year and a half ago, brought in a cardiologist with a mobile van to go around to all our shops and locations, and all our members would have the opportunity to go on and get their hearts checked, their systems checked. And I have to say, it was a very big success. The law firm that we use is Kohler & Isaacs, and they're fantastic. They work closely with our union reps in the union hall, and the discipline has been down. We've been winning a lot of cases. Of course, we would love to win them all, but we don't, and we win most of our cases, and our grievances also as well. We win a lot of our grievances also.
Michael Karubi, who heads the union representing track supervisors, says supervisors have been raising flags about the rot here for years, detailed in reports obtained by New York One. But he says managers up the chain did not act on them.
In this particular case, and I'm sure there's many others that they didn't do, they should have came out here and checked this, and they did not. Well, it was about time that the Transit Authority was put on toe with this, because there are many unsafe issues out there in the Transit Authority system. And we know the system is over 100 and some odd years old, and they can't be on top of everything. But our members go to work each and every day, regardless what title you are. If you're a maintenance away personnel, you're stations personnel, you're RTO personnel, you go to work every night, and you hope to come home in the morning. You hope, because of the safety conditions that are out there. So I felt as union president, we had to put this out in the forefront. 2015, when I took over, some of my officers that got elected, they needed some training. So we did put them through a training process. We also put a shop steward program in place, the first one ever in 2017. A very big success. There was over 70 members that attended. And we just did another one in 2019, 2 years later, and there was almost a little over 100 members that enrolled in the shop steward program. We established a scholarship program, which is now a very big success. We have many other unions contributing to the scholarship fund. We have vendors that contribute to it. We're now able to give the children of our members more money. We give 10 scholarships away a year. We have a bruncheon, and then we have a scholarship holiday party. And every year it's growing and growing. Our first scholarship party was about 200 members and guests that came. Last year's party was almost 400 members and guests. When you elect the president of a union, that president of the union has to have some form of experience. All right, I've been blessed with the last 5 years of being president of this union, and believe me, I've learned a lot. Okay, the way the city and the state right now, the climate is very bad money-wise, and we have to be very careful as to where our pension is going and where everything else is going in the transit authority, the MTA, along with the city and state. I'm involved in fossil fuel, and some members would say, what does fossil fuel mean, and what does that do for us? Right now, if we went green, it would take 15, 20 years to get that money back in our pension system from the coal. So we'd be losing about 8 or 9% on our money. That affects our pensions. So a president of a union in New York City and New York State needs to be heavily involved in what's going on in governmental politics. I take a lot of pride in this job, and I'm blessed to be president. I'm blessed that the membership in 2014 put me here as president. Yes, it's very stressful, time-consuming with this job, a lot of work, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to try to make changes. My only goal here in this union is when I leave this job, I want to be remembered by the membership to say that Mike Karubi came here, he said he was going to accomplish things, he got it done, and he left us in a better place.
I believe the three biggest accomplishments that we have achieved is that the level of respect that we've gotten back from the MTA is 1, discipline has been brought down is 2, and the morale of the membership has been brought up to a level that hasn't been seen in more than 15, 20 years.
In our previous union slate that we had prior to 2014, we didn't know who our members were. We had one person who was Kenny Johnson. Now we have several e-board and section VPs that we see tremendously, and that are out there. They're 24/7 on call. All you have to do is call them and they'll answer or get back to you at their earliest convenience.
I have dedicated myself for 4.5 years to support all station supervisors when it comes down to discipline, dealing with management, and being there for them 24/7.
The major accomplishment they delivered is that foremen now get respect. We're no longer just, okay, well, you know what? I'll tell you what you do. We're gonna give you 15 days in the street, right? Oh, well, I'm gonna take that, just take it out my bank, whatever. We don't do that anymore. Now it's more like, no thank you, we're not gonna do that. We'll take it all the way. And for the most part, the disciplines have dropped dramatically. So as far as your job security is concerned, this team has put into place where you are now secure in your job.
I believe that the SIS team is the best qualified team right now to run this union, because currently there's 47 positions in this union, from the president down to the last executive board. The team that's running against us basically has either 30 or more than 30 vacancies. It's impossible to run a union with that many vacancies. It's truly impossible.
I believe they raised the morale. I believe they were good for the membership. I believe Mike Karubi, SIS slate is the way it should be.
The team that was in there prior to this team, you couldn't find them. In 2014, everything changed. I started to notice that the supervisors were more assertive. I started to see the SSSA members out in the field. I started to hear about their president and things he's doing, and I really started to notice that he was really interested in what was going on. I met Mr. Carew. He came out, he spoke to me. I was like, okay, well, this guy actually, you feel his energy. You feel like he actually means what he says to you.
I'm Mike Karubi.
I'm John Beckles.
It's Willie Torres.
Sweet Sabbath.
It's Jerome Black.
Make sure you vote this November for SIS.
Vote for SIS.
Vote for SIS.
Vote us back in office, and we'll keep the membership moving and keep you ahead of the game.